Oh, I did not see you there. Today we'll be reading Animal Farm by George Orwell, translated by Gizoogle.net. Chapter 1. Mr. Jones of the Manor Farm had locked the hen houses for the night, but was too faded to remember to shut the potholes. With the ring of light from his fucking lantern riding dirty from side to side, he lurched across the yard, kicked off his boots all up in the back door, drew his dirty ass a last glass of brew from the barrel in the scullery, and made his way up to bed, where Mrs. Jones was already snoring. As soon as the light up in the bedroom went off, there was a stirring and a fluttering all up in the barn buildings. Word had gone round during the day that old school Major, the prize middle white boar, had had a strange trip on the previous night, and wished to rap about it to the other motherfuckers. Well, shit. It had been agreed that they should all hook up in the big-ass barn as soon as Mr. Motherfucking Jones was safely out of the way. Old School Major, so the thug was always called, though the name under that schmoove motherfucker had been exhibited was Willingdon Beauty, was so highly regarded on the barn that my players was like locked and loaded to lose an hour's chill in order to hear what the fuck that schmoove motherfucker had to say. At one end of the big-ass barn, on a sort of raised platform, Major was already ensconced on a bed of straw under a lantern which hung from a funky-ass beam, yo. He was 12 motherfucking years old school and had lately grown rather stout, yo. But the thug was still a majestic-looking pig, with a wise and benevolent appearance, up in spite of the fact that his cold-ass tushes had never been cut. Before long, the other motherfuckers fucking started to arrive and make themselves laid back after they different fashions. First came the three dogs, Bluebell, Jessie, and Pincher, and the pigs, who settled down up in the straw immediately up in front of the platform. The hens perched themselves on the windowsills, the pigeons fluttered up after the rafters, the sheep and cows laid down behind the pigs and fucking started to chew the cud. Y'all know that shit, motherfucker. The two cart horses, Boxer and Clover, came up in together, strutting straight up slowly and setting down they vast, hairy hoofs with pimped out care, lest there should be some small animal concealed up in the straw. Clover be a stout motherly mare, approaching middle game, whose ass had never got her figure back after her fourth foal. It ain't nothing but the knick-knack paddywhack. I still gots the bigger sack. Boxer was an enormous beast, nearly 18 hands high, and as strong as any two ordinary horses put together and shiznit for reals. A white stripe down his nose gave his ass a somewhat whack appearance, and up in fact that the thug was not of first-rate intelligence, yo, but the thug was universally bigged up for his steadiness of character and tremendous powers of work for reals. After the horses came Muriel, the white goat, and Benjamin, the donkey. Benjamin was the crazy old school animal on the farm, and the most thugged out, shitty tempered. Dude seldom talked, and when the roughneck did, that schniznit was probably to make some cynical remark. For instance, the thug would say that dog had given him a tail to keep the flies off, yo, but that the thug would sooner have had no tail and no flies for real. Alone among the motherfuckers on the barn, he never laughed. Y'all know that shit, motherfucker. If he asked why, he would say that the perved out motherfucker saw not a goddamn thing to laugh at. Nevertheless, without openly admitting it, the thug was devoted to Boxer. The two of them probably dropped their Sundays together up in the little small-ass paddock beyond the orchard, grazing side by side, never busting lyrics. The two horses had just lain down when a funky-ass brood of ducklings, which had lost their mother, filed the fuck into the barn, cheeping feebly and wandering from side to side to find some place where they could not be trodden on. I ain't talking about chicken and gravy, biatch. Clother made a sort of wall round them with her pimped out foreleg, and the ducklings nestled down inside it and promptly fell asleep for reals. At last moment, Molly, the foolish, pretty white mare whose ass drew Mr. Motherfucking Jonas Chap, came mincing daintily in, chewing now a lump of sugar. Shit, this ain't no joke. Right back up in your motherfucking ass. Biatch took a place near the front and fucking started flirting her white mane. Last of all came the cat, whose ass looked round, as usual, for the warmest place, and finally squeezed her motherfucking ass up in between. There she purred contently, all up in Major's rap without listening to a word of what the fuck the thug was saying. All the motherfuckers was now present except Moses, the tame raven, whose ass slept on a perch behind the back door. Shit, this ain't no joke. When Major saw that they had all made themselves laid back and was waiting attentively, his schmoove ass cleared his cold ass throat and fucking started. Comrades, you have already heard about that strange trip I had last night, but I'ma come to that trip later and shit. I have something else to say first. I do not think, comrades, that I shall be with you for the months longer. And before I die, I feel it be my duty to pass on to you such wisdom I have acquired. I have had a long-ass game, and I have had much time for thought as I lay riding solo up in my stall, and I be thinking I might say that I know the nature of the game on this earth as well as any animal now living. Well, shit, it be 'bout this that I wish to drop a rhyme to you. Now, comrades, what the fuck is the nature of this game of ours, biatch? Let our asses grill it. Our lives is miserable, laborious, in short. We is born, we is given just so much chicken as will keep the breath up in our bodies, and them of our asses who asses are capable of it is forced to work to the last atom of our strength, and the hella instant that our usefulness has come to an end, we are slaughtered with hideous whack tea. No animal up in England knows the meaning of happiness or leisure after he be a year old. You'll know that shit, motherfucker. No animal up in England is free. The game of an animal is misery and slavery. That is the plain truth. But this simply part of the order of our nature, biatch? Is it 'cause this land of ours is so skanky that it cannot afford a thugged out decent game to them players who has dwell upon it, biatch? No, comrades. 1,000 times no. The soil of England is fertile. Its climate is good. It be capable of affording chicken up in a bundle-izzle to an enormously pimped outer number of motherfuckers, then now bus moves up in that shit. This single farm of ours would support 12 horses, 20 cows, hundreds of sheep, and all of them living up in the comfort of a gang-banging, finger-licking hood that is almost now beyond our imagining. Why then do we continue up in this miserable condition, biatch? 'Cause nearly the whole of the produce of our labor is jacked from our asses by human beings. There, comrades, is the answer to all our problems. Boys getting hot. Yes, indeed it is. Well, shit. It is summed up in a single word. Man! I ain't talking about chicken and gravy, biatch. Man is the only real enemy our crazy asses have. Remove man from the scene, and the root cause of hunger and overwork be abolished forever. Man is the only creature that consumes without producing, yo. Do not give milk. The roughneck do not lay eggs. He is too weak to pull the plow. His schmoove ass cannot run fast enough to catch the rabbits, and you can put that on your toast. Yet he is the lord of all the motherfuckers, yo. Dude sets them to work. He gives back to them the bare minimum that will prevent them from starving, and the rest he keeps for his dirty ass. Our labor tills the soil, our dung fertilizes it, and yet there ain't one of our asses that owns more than his bare skin. You ask cows that peep before me, how the fuck not thousands of gallons of gin and juice have you given during this last year, biatch? And what the fuck has happened to that gin and juice which should be done humping up sturdy calves, biatch? Every drop of that has gone down the throats of our enemies for reals. And you heads, how the fuck none eggs have you laid up in this last year? And how the fuck none of them eggs ever hatched the fuck into chickens, biatch? The rest have all gone to market to bring up in Skrilla Fo Jones and his crazy ass men. I ain't talking about chicken and gravy, biatch, for reals. And you, Clover, where's them 4 foals you bore? Whose ass should done been the support and pleasure of yo old age, biatch? Each was sold at a year old. You ain't never gonna see one of them again. I am not talking about chicken and gravy, biatch. In return for your 4 confounded confinements and all your labor in the fields. How the fuck have you ever had except your bare rations and a stall? And even the miserable lives our slick asses led ain't allowed to reach their natural span. I ain't talking about chicken and gravy, biatch. For my dirty ass I do not grumble, for I be one of the dirty ones. I be 12 years old school and have had over 400 lil thugs right back up in your motherfucking ass. Such is the natural game of a pig, but no animal escapes the whack knife up in the end, yo. But it ain't stopping, 'cause I still be poppin'. Yo ass lil porkers who are chillin' up in front of me, every last motherfucking one of yo big ass booty is gonna scream yo lies up at the block within a year. Shit, this ain't no joke. To that horror we all must come. Cows, pigs, hens, sheep, everyone. Even the horses and the dogs have no better fate. Yo boxer, the very dizzle that them pimped out muscles of yours, they lose power. Jones will push you to the knacker, and he will cut your throat and boil you down for the foxhounds. As for the dogs, when they grow old school and toothless, Jones tizzles a funky ass brick round their necks and drowns them in the nearest pond. Is it not crystal clear then, comrades, that all the evils of this game of ours, spring from the tyranny of human beings, biatch? Only get rid of man, and the produce of our labor will be our own. I ain't talking about chicken and gravy! Almost overnight we could become rich and free. What then must our fat asses do, biatch? Why work day and night, body and soul, for the overthrow of a human race, biatch? That is my message to you, comrades. Rebellion! I do not know when that rebellion will come. It might be next week, or in 100 motherfucking years, yo. But I know, as surely as I peep this straw beneath the feet, that sooner or later, justice is gonna be done. Fix your eyes on that, comrades. All up in the short remainder of your lives, motherfucker. And above all, pass this message of mine to them players whose ass come after you, so that future generations carry on that struggle until it's victorious. And remember, comrades, your resolution must never be falter and shit. No argument must lead you astray. Never listen when they rap that man and the motherfuckers have a cold ass lil common interest that the prosperitism of the one is the prosperitism of the others. Well, shit, it be all lies. But put your motherfucking chompers up if you feel this. Man serves the interests of no creatures except his dirty ass for reals. And among our asses, motherfuckers, let there be slick unity, slick comrade chisel, up in the struggle for reals. All the pimps is enemies for reals. All the motherfuckers is comrades. At this moment, there was a tremendous uproar. Shit, this ain't no joke. When Major was busting lyrics, 4 big-ass rats had crept out of they holes and was chillin' on their headquarters, listening to his motherfucking ass. The dogs had suddenly caught sight of them, and that shiznit was only by a swift dash, for they hosed that the rats saved their lives. Major raised his cold-ass strata for silence. Comrades! The perved-out motherfucker hollowed. Here be a point that must be settled. Y'all know that shit, motherfucker. The wild creatures, like the fucking rats and rabbits, are they our players or our enemies? Biatch. Let's put it to a vote. I propose this question to the meeting. Is rats comrades? The vote was taken at once, and that shiznit was agreed by an overwhelming majority that rats are comrades. There was only 4 dissentients. The 3 dogs and that pimpin' cat, whose ass was afterwards discovered to have voted on both sides. Juicy Major continued. I have little more to say. I merely repeat. Remember, always do your duty of the animism towards man in all his ways. But don't do it. Don't help them out. That would suck. Whatever goes upon 2 hairy-ass legs be an enemy. Whatever goes on 4 legs or has wings be a game-banging player, yo. But ain't no stopping. 'Cause I be still popping for real still, bro. And remember, brothers and hoes, always that up in the fighting against man. We must not come to resemble his motherfucking ass. West Coast for real, bro. Even when you have conquered him, do not adopt his vices. No animal must ever live up in a house or chill up in a funky ass bed or wear clothes or drink alcohol, I meant. Said old Major. Or smoke the tobacco or weed. You can smoke weed actually. And cocaine, but no tobacco. Or bust a nut on a skrilla. Or engage up in trades for real. All the habits of man is evil. And above all, no animal must ever tyrannize his own kind. You know that shit, motherfucker. Weak or strong, smart ass or simple, we is all brothers. No animal must ever bust a cap in any other animal. It ain't nothing but the knick-knack paddywhack. But I still got some bigger sack. For reals. All the bitches hear me. All the motherfuckers is equal. Now, comrades, I'ma rap about my trip of last night. I was pretty high. I cannot describe that trip to you, biatch. I forgot. Mostly. That shiznit was a thugged out trip of the earth, as it is gonna be when man is fucking jacked. Y'all know that shit. You know it. But it reminded my crazy ass of something that I had long forgotten. Many motherfucking years ago, when I was a little piggy with a little dick, my mother and the other sows used to sing old school cold lil woo wop, of which they knew only the tune and the straight up original Gangsta 3 lyrics. I had known that tune up in my infancy, yo. But it had long passed out of my mind. Y'all know that shit. Last night, however, it came back to me in my dreams for reals. And what the fuck is more, the lyrics of the cold lil woo wop also came backwards. I be certain which were sung by the motherfuckers long ago and done been lost to memory for generations. I'ma rap you that cold lil woo wop now, comrades. I be old school and my voice is hoarse as shit, yo. But when I have taught you that crispy, licious tune, you can rap it better for yourselves. Well, shit, it's called the Beastesses of England. Old school major cleared his cold ass throat and fucking started to rap for reals. As that smooth motherfucker had hollered, his voice was hoarse, yo, but the perved out motherfucker busted it well enough. And that shiznit was a stirring tune. Something between Clementine and La Carachata. The pimpin' lyrics ran: Beastesses of England, Beastesses of Ireland, Beastesses of every last motherfucking land and clime, hearken to my joyful tidings of the golden future time. Sooner or late the dizzle is coming, tyrant man shall be overthrown, and the fruitful fields of England shall be trod by the beasts riding so low. Rings shall vanish from our noses, and the harness from our back. Bit and spur shall rest forever, whack whips no more shall crack. Riches more than a mind can picture, wheat and barley, oats and hay, clover, beans, and mango wurzel's shall be ours upon that day. Bright will shine the fields of England, pure shall it what us be. Sweeter yet shall blow its breezes on the dizzle that sets our asses free. For that dizzle we must all labor, though we can take out a thugged out dirt nap before it break. Cows and horses, geese and turks, all must toil for freedom's sake. Beasts of England, beasts of Ireland, and beasts of every last motherfucking land and clime, hearken well and spread my tidings of the golden future time. The rapping of this cold woo-wap through the motherfuckers the fuck into the wildest excitement. Almost before Major had reached the end, they begun rapping it for themselves. Even the stupidest of them had already picked up the tune and a few lyrics. And for the smartest ones, like the fucking pigs and dogs, they had the entire cold little woo-wap by ass with all the minutes for reals. And then, after a gangbang and few preliminary tries, the whole farm burst up the fuck into Beast of England in tremendous unison. I ain't talking about chicken and gravy, biatch. The cows loved it, the dogs, they whined it, and the sheep bleated it. The horses whinnied it, the ducks quacked that shit. They was so delighted with the cold little woo-wop that they busted it right all up in the 5 times up in succession. And might have continued rapping that shit all night if they had not been interrupted. Unfortunately, the uproar awoke Mr. Motherfucking Jones, whose ass sprang out of bed, making sure that there was a gang-banging fox up in the yard. Y'all know that shit, motherfucker. Dude sees the Glock, which always stood up in the corner of the bedroom, and let his fly cold ass blast it 5 times in the fucking darkness. The pellets buried themselves up in the wall of the barn, and the meme broke up hurriedly. Everyone fled to his own chilling place. The birds jumped onto the perches. The motherfuckers settled down in the straw, and the whole farm was asleep in a moment. That was my reading of part 1 of George Orwell's The Animal Farm. Translated by Gizoogle.net. Come back later for more. Thank you and have a good day. And also subscribe.